Ladies and gentlemen, and friends beyond the binary, welcome to Mediocre Poker with Amanda Bonanza and Rayna Sunshine. How you doing, Rayna?
I'm doing fabulous.
Glad to hear it. Here we are. We're on the button. We're not playing yet, though. We're just gonna sit back and we're gonna watch the play unfold. Here is what we're gonna do. We're gonna see what's what. We'll chat about something. Rayna and we did a little PLO training practice on poker PLOmastermind.com, which you can get down in the description box as a link for a free account. You can get a free account through PLO Mastermind. If you do it through the link, you help the transverse out. That's always nice. And we ran through the trainer and we got about 80% correct. So we felt like we were pretty good. Rayna's doing great. Rayna's been learning. She's been absorbing it all, getting good at the pokers. How do you feel about everything, Rayna?
I'm feeling that I'm actually starting to understand a little bit about what is actually going on.
Yeah, it's fun, isn't it?
Yeah, it was originally completely over my head. Like when you first explained it to me, I had like
Yeah,
no.
it's a lot. It's a lot to take in. So we're looking at an early raise from seat one there, who's got a bit of a stack. There's a real short stack in seat five, so we have to be aware of that. But we're the short stack, so this is a wealthy table, and so, but we're also seeing loose because we got two calls and no three bets. So we're seeing so far based on just this, I'm seeing passive now. Remember our ranges. Seat one has the best range, and seat three and four have compromise ranges. We know they don't have ace, ace, or king, king, probably, because they would have three bet it. They don't have three betting hands. They would have done it. Seat one could have as aces, but they don't. Seat one doesn't have a particularly good hand. They don't like the low cards out of position, but there they are. They're bringing in. Now they could have anything. They could easily have a straight here. They could have brought in. They probably shouldn't have a straight, but who knows? That could have been a bet after they saw seat three and four check.
Right.
But it hardly matters now. So we got to fold to seat five, whose short stack should fold. And they raised incorrectly, so they're going to be all in no matter what. They should have just min clicked. When you've got less than 10 big blinds, one big blind raise is the correct move. They took down the pot for some reason, so all right. There they go. Good for them, I suppose. Now we're in it. We have a terrible hand. 9-6-5-2, pure suit to the six. That's hot garbage. Wouldn't you agree, Rayna?
Yes, it is very garbage.
We're on the big blind, and I don't even think this is worth defending. I don't think I'm going to, yeah, we got a raise from seat five, the cheapo, and so there's no way I'm calling this. I'm just going to I'm going to donate to you. There you go. There you go, seat five. You're climbing up the ladder. You're coming, crawling out of the pit like Bane. What you see up there is hope. Hope is the way. I loved Tom Hardy's Bane. I thought that was just the best. He did such a good job. I never even knew who Bane was. I never watched. Look at that. We would have flopped an awesome straight. Oh, you can't be sad about that. It's a terrible hand. Let's see. They check the straight. They check the high cards. Seat five should bet just on principle. Let's see what they do. Nope, they check it. Did they limp in? I didn't even see. Are they limping with that sort of a stack? That's just terrible. There they go. They're betting the pot. They're like, I'm taking this down. And they do. All right, seat five. So this seems like a really passive table in my opinion. Are you getting that vibe?
Yes, I am.
So basically what that means, oh, here's a monster. That's a delightful hand to have on the button. Let's just bring that in for pot. Let's see if we get a call here. See if the big blind calls us. No. Holy moly, what a passive table. So we're just going to be keeping our eyes. I haven't seen any three bets yet. This is a terrible hand. We're going to fold that in advance. Let's just kind of keep watching. Looks like a lot of passive play here, which might... I don't want to jump to conclusions too quickly. Let's see a
Yeah.
few more orbits before we start making judgment calls here. But like I'm seeing a lot of folding, not a lot of raising, lot of just if I don't have it, I'm not betting. And what that tells me is that when someone does bet, they have something. No one's
Right.
bluffing here.
Right. This is
So I should believe a small bet is
everybody's
going to mean
telegraphing what they're going to do.
exactly. A small bet is going to mean a marginal hand, and a large bet is going to mean a strong hand. So we gotta just do that. We're gonna do that also, just because on principle. But we're also that means like what that gives us carte blanche to do is that when someone does make a small bet, we can come back and raise them pot and they'll probably get scared. So that the small bet people, that's really good grounds to triple barrel. So here's a hand that's double suited, but it's not double suited very well, and it's low cards and it's disconnected and it's only to the jack, and I'm going to fold that.
Yeah, it
I'm
looks
not even
bad.
sure. I probably would have brought that in on the button maybe, but even still, I'm not sure. Not sure I want to play that hand.
That looks like another hand that you should fold. What do you think?
Yeah, I did fold this hand.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm already out. See how it's grayed out there?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And so seat 3 brought in, seat 4
It's
called.
there was a delay.
Oh, okay.
There's quite a significant delay, actually.
Oh, because you're watching. I didn't share my screen with you, did I? That's the problem.
Yeah, I'm watching your
You're watching on
video.
YouTube. That is a problem. So let me fix that. I'll fix that scenario. That's my bad. Sorry. Whoopsie whoopsie here. Y'all don't need to see that. That's my bad. It's gonna change that a little bit. Sorry for the mess up. There you go. That's why Rayna needs to be the producer. So there, Rayna. You should now be able to see the live version,
Okay,
right?
getting caught up. Yeah, I've been
Okay. I'm so sorry. I forgot. This is the bad hand. 10, 9, 7,
oh,
2. Pure suit to the 9. That's real bad in early position. We're just going to let that go, especially without a small blind incentive there. It's just nothing in the pot, and it's a bad hand. That's an easy fold and under the gun. Seat 3 brings in for pot. Seat 4 is going to fold. See what seat 5 does. They're just going to call. So seat 5 is a bad player. They shouldn't be calling at this. So they should be potting or out. They shouldn't be calling at all in any position.
okay.
So we're going to put them as passive, loose passive, because that's what they've shown. Loose passive rec. Rec means recreational player for
Okay.
the record. So
Yeah,
we
I
can,
didn't know that. So
yeah. So a reg is a regular player, someone who kind of knows the game. They're usually better than recreational players, but they don't necessarily play GTO. They just kind of play the way they've figured out how to play. And like,
right.
but it's rare to see pros in these. But these stakes that I'm at can be kind of mixed. So every now and then you do run into a pro.
Right. I mean, like you would get all skill levels, I would think, but weighted toward people
Weighted towards not so much,
not
yeah.
so much.
And
Yeah.
this player pool seems overly tight, like I said. So seat 4 has been really limpy, and they brought in, so they have something, and then
Yep.
we got a call here. I think this is a 3-bet. We've got Broadway, we've got a pair, we've got a pure suit. Let's bring
Yep.
it in over the top.
Okay. It makes sense.
Let's 3-bet this hand. Hopefully that'll squeeze seat 1 out, or either of them, or both of them, which will happily just take down a pot. Oh, so they called twice, and we hit a set of queens with
Oh,
a
wow.
flush
3.
draw and a straight draw. So
Oh,
we have a monster.
we're
We're
doing
gonna
great.
keep betting this, and I
Yeah.
say we just bet pot. And no, let's just bet pot and see if they just back off. They do.
Yeah.
So we can probably throw our weight around a lot at this table.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I maybe should have slow played that. I had
Yeah. Right. I
such
was
a
wondering, like, if you
monster.
make a smaller bet, would that have not scared him off, and then we could
Well,
have.
I wanted to see if we have
Oh
someone
well,
that's a
yeah. That
calling
definitely
station,
was a good test. to see what
Yeah.
they would do, and they immediately caved. Like they didn't think
Yeah.
about it. They
They
were just
didn't think
bye.
about it. They just punt. They just and I owned that board so hard. But sometimes if like someone would have had a suited ace in that time, they'll call it, you know? And so they might call their nut
Oh,
flush draw. You know, you never know.
yeah,
But I did
yeah.
have spades, so they're unlikely to even have the suit. I'm gonna
Gotcha.
go ahead and
Yep.
let this bad hand
Yeah,
go.
that's terrible. Gosh.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Get to the button and then you get a bad hand. It's
It's
annoying.
fine.
It's fun. It's poker. Hey,
It's poker. That's poker. Yeah, yeah, we would have hit a bad set, but probably honestly, this table's very passive, very
yeah.
passive. So I'm gonna start throwing my weight around in late position, not in early position. I'm just gonna keep early position proper tight, and I'm gonna defend the big blind pretty wide, and I'm gonna still play the big small blind super tight because we're getting passive callers. But
Yeah.
if I'm in the cutoff or the button and I'm gonna widen my range. I'm gonna play more hands than I normally would, and I'm gonna kind of go hard. When I see weakness, I'm just gonna kind of pounce on it.
Okay. Sounds
And
good.
so there's someone that brought in. I think it's a
Yeah,
new
this is
player,
new. Number 6 is a
and
new
they min
player.
clicked, but I don't have a great hand, and they're interested, so I'll get out of the way. Let's watch what they do. They
Yeah.
min clicked an early position. They're supposed to min click with a short stack, but they brought in with a short stack, but they could have come from another table, but they probably didn't because that's 30 is the minimum buy-in.
Oh, it is.
So
Okay.
yeah, and
Yeah.
it's not and so they went ahead and oh no, they called a 3-bet. So they min clicked and then called a 3-bet from seat 4. And seat 4 has been calling. So seat 4 has clearly got a monster. Seat 6 says all in with that. Seat 4 is afraid of the 6, I bet. We got a call here. They go all in. They like their aces. Seat 4's got aces and 6s. That's my prediction. Seat 6 was bluffing. Yep.
Oh, look at 4. They had
3,
no
4, 5, 6.
Ah!
What are these? Oh my goodness. These ranges. Now,
Wow.
they weren't terrible ranges on 3 and 4, but they were bad ranges for 3-bets and calling 3-bets. So whoopsie daisy. So seat 4, 3-bet that. Let's take a look at that. Let's go ahead and sit up this next hand. And let's take a look at our hand history. Rayna, I don't think you can see the hand history. I don't
I
think.
can,
Like, you
actually.
can?
Yes, I can.
Okay, great. I'm going to go ahead and switch the scene in here so that everyone can see it. So that hand, seat 3 and 4 had, so seat 3 had 10, 9, 7, 6. Now that's a reasonable hand. It's not a 3-betting calling hand, is not what it is. They
Yeah.
called that and then they called again. Seat 2 had king 8, 8, 7 with a pure suit to the 8. That's a really bad hand and definitely not a 3-betting hand. So we know that seat 4 3-bets dumb.
Yes.
So that's a huge thing. I don't even need to see how this played out because everyone called. So my move of betting large was correct. So we're gonna keep doing that. I am back.
Okay, makes sense.
And I'm gonna post my miss blind here.
Oh, that's number 6 just dropped out right
They
away.
just dropped out. Okay, they
Oh,
bounced.
4's gone.
Yeah, seat 4, seat 6. Yeah, seat 6 was a donating fish. So we're down. We're 3-handed all of a sudden. Yeah. So we're 2-handed. We're heads up.
Oh,
All right, that changes the game entirely.
yeah.
So we're just gonna play super hyper aggressive here. Heads up. And we have the 9, so we're just gonna go ahead and bet that.
Okay. Yep. That makes
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
We've got the 9s and 3s. We've got 2 pair. We now have a full house.
Oh,
They're calling, so we're just gonna keep betting. No, let's check this. We're out of position. Let's pretend like this is a good hand to slow play because we win this hand. And they're gonna do that, and we're gonna call them, and then we're gonna get all our money in on the. Oh, that's perfect. We love seeing an ace there. Hopefully they have one. And they have 2 pair. That's what we want to see. So we're going to go ahead and we are going to go all in. And hopefully they call us. But you know
Oh,
what? That's okay.
yeah.
We still ran a fat.
That was great, though.
That's just fine. But they folded. They went big and then they folded to the ace. So they're loose. They're super loosey goosey. So we've got a double suit here and we're going to bring it in. It's not great, but it's double suited and it's heads up. That's a terrible hand.
Oh,
So yeah, I can't even call. I can't call with that. It's the hands you just got to let go no matter what. That's good enough. Suit to the king, I'll take it.
right. Yep.
They're going to call. We don't hit anything, but there is an ace, so we're going to pretend like we hit it. We're just going to half pot it. See what they do. There we go.
All right.
Bet every ace. Bet every paired board. And that's bad, but so what? It's a pair and a suit to the king, so we're good. Good enough for heads up for sure. Oh, they re-upped. Look at, they reloaded. They're back at 100 big blinds. This is definitely a hand we're playing. I don't think it's a 3-betting hand. I think it's a calling hand.
Yeah.
So we'll call that. We did hit top 2, so we're going to check raise. They didn't bet, so now we're going to bet pot with our 2 pair. They're going to give it to us.
All right.
That's bad. I'm going to let that go. I'm going to let that go. Not good enough for me. I will fold my really bad hands to this player. I'm playing this one, though. That's good enough. Good enough to defend. We hit 9s. We hit top pair. We have a backdoor flush draw. We do have a straight draw as well. Gut shot straight, so we can check raise this. They didn't. We do hit 2 pair, and there's a flush board, so we're going to check it, but we're going to call it. We're going to check call here. Now the straight came, and we don't block any of that straight, so we're just going to check it down, and we're going to call if they bet. We might lose, but I don't think so. They're going to bet, so I'm going to call and see if... Oh, they're just going to go, Nate. They decided to bluff us. This is great. This bad hand. I'm going to let it go. Don't like it. Don't like it. Ace 10, 6-3 is pretty bad. Pretty bad. I don't think I want to defend this one either. I'll let them have a couple blinds there. Queen, 2-4 is good enough. It's not a very good hand, but like I said, it's heads up, and we've got a suit and a strong pair. Moderately strong. Heads up, queens are good. 6-way, not so much. Ooh, it's double suited though. It's double suited, so we'll defend it. We didn't hit our suit. We did hit an ace, but we don't have much going on. We don't have much else going, so if they bet this, I'm going to let them have it. Yeah, I'm going to let that go. I don't think my 8 is going to go anywhere. There's just, the board's already bad, and there's not much that can come that can make our hand better. Pretty much just an 8. And so there's a pretty good hand.
Yeah, I mean,
it's rainbow, which isn't great, but it's a good rundown. That's a bad one. I don't think I'm going to defend it. I think I'm going to let that one go. Fast-paced heads-up poker.
This is
I
crazy.
love it. I love heads-up poker.
I was expecting this person to like bail out, but they
8-2-6-4. That's a low rundown with a double suit. It's a bad rundown. It's bad cards. And we did hit an 8, and that's a thing, so we're going to half pot that because we did hit second. And we would do it anyway because it's a pair. Yeah, they're going to fold everything they don't hit. That's delightful. So this person's playing face up. So when they want to get money in the pot, we just need to back off unless we got them beat. So there's that. We're going to call our suited ace. We're not going to raise it. It's not good enough for a raise. But we did hit 2 pair there, top 2. We don't have any straight blockers, though, so we're going to check it. And I don't think we're going to check raise. We're going to call this because this is still a marginal hand.
Okay.
But they checked it back, so they probably don't have a straight. And if they're slow playing a straight, I'm willing to pay to see them slow play their straight. And they called it. So I'm just going to go ahead and pot that again and see. Yeah. I'm just going to believe them. I'm just going to believe them. If they check, that means they don't have anything.
I mean, they're not giving you any reason not to at this point.
Exactly. Yeah, we have a suited queen with a pair of fours. It's a bad hand, but we're going to bet it. And we do have a pair of sixes. We have a backdoor shitty. We have a backdoor, or we have a shitty backdoor flush and a shitty. I'm going to bet it. I'm going to bet this because we have draws. They're bad draws, but we're playing up against a weak player here. Oh, they raised us. So that was bad. We should fold. We should get out of their way.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a bluff. You caught us. You caught us. I should have checked it. That was a bad move. I got overly aggressive. They're gonna they're gonna wake up with
you
hands.
Didn't lose
once
anything
in a while.
basically.
Yeah.
You lost like nothing. So
well, I'm gonna call this. I'm gonna defend it. Yeah. I'll check. We're out of position. We'll check call. Pair of threes, top. You know. They're gonna bet it. I'll call it. Check it and see what they do. If they bet large, we'll get out. Yeah, they're betting large. They could easily have a 2. They could easily have an 8. They could easily have a pair of 6s. We'll just get out of the way. 3 no good.
Charlotte on the chat.
Charlotte's here. Hey, Charlotte. Shopping and lurking. I need to go shopping. I might go shopping today. 8, 9, 10, jack. King. We've got straight draws. We don't have the suit. But that is really good for our range, so we're going to half pot it and see what they do. If they call, yep, they're just going to give it to us. So that's a real good range for our bring in. Suited ace with a Midland rundown. Good enough for me.
But
no, it's good enough. It's good enough to defend. And we'd hit top 2, so I'm gonna pot it.
Okay.
I'm gonna pot it out of position. Okay. I don't want those hearts to come.
Yeah.
We're hitting cards too, which is always nice.
Yes.
That is not great. I'm gonna bet it though, because it's just like, yeah, see, we're on the edge, like kind of anything even marginal. And that's like how you play heads up. You're supposed to be aggressive you're supposed to open up your range to like almost everything, by the way, because you're heads up. Right. I'm going to call. I'm going to defend this because it is a rundown with a suit. We did hit middle set. So we're going to pot it out of position. Let's see what they do. They're going to call us. Huh. That's beautiful. We love that. We're going to pot that again.
Yeah, this is great.
I mean, they could technically have a set. So we don't have. I don't think they're playing ace jack. So I'm gonna pot it again. And if we lose to ace jack, we lose to ace jack. They just donated us 3 streets of pot bets, and they just gave it to us. What the fuck did they have? We got a new player here. Holy shit, table 1 is a nice giving fish. That is wonderful.
That's more like a whale.
Yeah, that's a whale. That's what they're called. That's exactly correct. Yeah, good job. They're also called a VIP. I'm going to mark them as a VIP. We're going to check our pair.
Okay.
Our full house is good, though. Full house is almost certainly good.
Figure out what's going on.
Yeah, they had, by the way, they did have a single 8. And they did have a draw. They had an 8s and queens. So they had 2 pairs. So they weren't wrong. They weren't wrong to play it like they did. So we just had them beat. So they aren't playing terrible, but they are They are a whale. They are a VIP for sure. We're gonna call this because we don't have a suit, and we did hit top pair.
Okay. Pair of kings.
So we're gonna check call because we don't have a 4. They shouldn't, but you never know. They don't. We also don't have. We're out of position, and we don't have hearts. So we will, but we do have a heart blocker, which means we can easily call. And they don't, and I'm gonna pot it now. I think our king's good. We're gonna let that go for sure. Now we have players, so we now have more players at the table. Let's go ahead and mark seat 1. VIP.
Yep.
Boop, boop. It's nice to be up after losing 3 weeks in a row.
Right? It's
It makes me feel like I'm actually not a bad player. Oh, look at that. Aces with a suit.
Nice.
We love it. Let's go ahead and pot that.
I mean, don't like
See
the
what we
2,
get. We've
but,
got these new players. We
but
got a
suited
call
ace.
from the small blind, so we know they're passive. And they could. There are situations to call in the small blind, and they might be in one of those situations. So I don't want to assume too much, but definitely we're going strong with that.
Yeah,
absolutely. I'm gonna go ahead and pot it, and the reason is because I've got the blocker to the top end of that straight, and I have the 9. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep going.
Yes, this looks good.
Yeah, they snap called though, so I mean they could have a straight now. They could easily have a 10 and something else in here, so we're gonna check that. And we now have 2 pair, so our hand just got worse and worse, but they're checking it. I'll check it down and I'll win a pot. And we do. What do they have? What did they call us with? Was that 3 hearts? 3, 5, 7 ace. They did have hearts. They had the hearts. They had the heart draw. That's what they were doing. Okay, so that's fair. That's fair. That's fair. Yeah, that's not absolutely terrible. I can understand that.
No, I mean our hand.
Oh, this hand is absolutely terrible. I meant like I was looking at
But yeah, you're doing the hand
5's
reading.
hand, from the last game, and so they're not
so you're
terrible.
Saying they weren't terrible. That wasn't terrible.
They did call from the small blind with that though, didn't they? That's not a good small mode. So they call loose wide range. We can put them as a wide range. Wide range, loose passive. That's worthy of that. That's worthy of a fish. So we're on the big blind. That's a small bring in. That's a 3-bet from our fish. So we're just getting from our VIP. We're just gonna get out of the way.
Let's see what happens.
Happy to fold that. They're gonna c-bet out of position. See what they do to this straight. They're gonna check wisely. Okay, they're playing correctly. Now what do they do? Now they can come in. They're in trouble. They don't have a straight, and they're scared of it. Seat 4 bets large like a good player. Sees weakness and pounces. Let's see. And they succeed. We don't know what seat 4 have, but they could have easily had a straight.
Right.
This is a monster.
Yeah,
we'll be betting this to the max. Yeah, limper. Yeah, limper. Okay, great. Come on in, dealer. Bring in, please. There we go. Thank you. We're going to just sit on this for a few seconds to make them think like we're thinking about it. Let's give them a little Hollywood. What do we do? Oh, I don't know. Should I 3-bet this or not? I don't know, Rayna. What do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Let's go ahead and pot that in, and we'll just go ahead and do that. Oh, I didn't pot. I just min raised. Shit. That was a mistake. Oh well. We got a caller from our fish. We got our loose passive fish is calling us. C-bet. Let's C-bet that. Let's go ahead and pot it because we don't want necessarily the straight to come, even though we do block it. We want them to call with, we'll just go ahead and we'll see. We'll see. Just see what they do. We've got a monster. They're going all in. We're going to call that. They have trip jacks and we lose. They had it. That's okay. We are okay with that. The snap call we probably shouldn't have, but now we know. Straight up, when a fish bets all in, raises like that, raises a pot size bet, we should probably put them on trips or better. So that was kind of definitely a mistake,
Right.
but we're still up and we can bring it back. And this is definitely a 3-bet here. We'll see if they call again. And they cold call 3-bets, so they've called every hand so far. So that's also a VIP. We do block the straight here, and we do block the nut flush, so we're going to definitely keep betting this. And we're in position. And they're going to do that. That could easily be a straight. Could easily be a straight. But we're going to call it because we've got aces. And we do have a straight draw. But look at that. What the fuck? We have to get out of the way. Yeah, we got to get out of the way. Our aces are no good here. Straights, straights, straights.
Oh, yeah.
Damn it. Yeah. Well, face up. They've amassed a fat stack because we donated to them like an idiot. Oh, we punted. We punted half our stack, and that sucks.
Yeah.
2 hands. Quit being cocky. Quit being cocky. Think, think, think. Yeah, it was real dumb to call that raise. All right. I'm gonna check. Everyone's gonna check. No one. Yeah, this is just face up. All right. My mistake was to call a bet. We don't call raises unless we've got the nuts, basically. A pot size raise is a nuts. That's all there is to it. And they took their money and they ran. Good for them.
Yeah.
Good job. Came in, collected their $75 and went home. Called it a day. That's acceptable. That's acceptable.
That'll do.
We're 3-handed now with 2 players that have demonstrated nothing in particular that's exciting.
Not particularly distinguished.
Now let's see what they do here. They're thinking of something. They're thinking of limping. They don't have shit. They're gonna bring in. Well, we're gonna go ahead and raise them with our suited aces. Aces with a pure suit. 3 to broad. Well, not 3 to Broadway. 2. It's a monster. It's a monster hand. It's a good hand. Not the best, but it's good. Good enough. Kings are good. 3 away. Even out of position. These aren't great kings. These are pretty shitty kings, but we do have a suit, which isn't. It's a bad suit. But we've got kings, and kings are good enough. Heads up here.
Right.
Even out of position, they'll probably call. I think we can definitely continue with that since we've got the straight blocker, block a pair on the board, and we've got an overpair. So let's go ahead and 2/3 that. Just see if they call us. We maybe should have checked, but that's fine. I'm happy to take that down.
Yep. That is acceptable.
Yeah. I think so. On the button for sure. Got a suit to the king. 3 to Broadway. We don't love the 4, but it's suited to the king, and that's good
Yeah.
enough to bring in on the button.
Yes, definitely.
Real thinkers up there. Aggression, aggression, aggression here. Definitely playing this. I don't think I'm going to raise it. I think I'll call it, though. We hit a 6. It's not great.
Not
We'll
great.
see what they do. I think if they bet out, if they c-bet out of position, we're gonna have to let it go because that's almost certainly a king. I think we're gonna check this. Our hand didn't get better.
No.
Didn't get better. That's better for their range for sure.
Yeah, we don't have
So
good
even
hands.
calling this, it might be like, well, they're not betting it, so they don't have. Well, they're out of position. They're out of position, so it is better for. Yeah. I mean, there's nothing to do here. We have a pair of 8s. They probably have us beat.
Yeah.
They could easily have a 10. And they are just displaying weakness. And so I'm almost thinking of betting this. I'm going to check down and see if I can win with my 8s. They do have a 10. 10s and 6s. They had 2 pair and they didn't bet it. After checks from late, from in position, yeah. So passive. Tight passive. And they weren't super wrong to not bet that. They were out of position. And they did exactly kind of what I would have done, which is like, I've got a marginal hand. Why throw money in the pot? Why bloat a pot with a marginal hand when you
Right.
have showdown value? So they played it right. So that might be a little incorrect. Let's undo that. Let's just keep watching them though. We suspect they're type passive. This is definitely good enough to play on the button, but not if someone raises in front of us. So we'll go ahead and pot that. We got a 3-bet. I don't think it's good enough to call a 3-bet. Definitely not with a cold. Well, no,
I mean,
not with a.
I don't know. Like for me, I might, but because I see the ace and the king, I see those cards, but then
No, but we don't. No, I don't let that go. Like if they both like their hands. I mean,
oh,
yeah.
okay.
Here's
Okay.
our straight too. Our straight, but there. Yeah, then that's gonna happen. And then that. So I'm glad to be.
Oh,
Jack Ace. They did a what?
what was that?
What?
Do
It
we
was a mess, is what it was.
Hmm.
Okay, yeah, we can bluff catch both of those. We'll go nuts with bullshit. Dude, I think they thought they had good hands.
I think you're right.
I think they thought they had good hands. Let's take a look and see what they had. This is bad. We're gonna oh no. I'm in the hand, so we don't have anything here. So we'll see what they do. If they're gonna bet. You get the pot, I'll let you go. Uh, I'm looking. So they had ace 10, jack 9, suited ace on a board that didn't have anything. I guess they had 9. They did. They had a straight draw and a backdoor flush draw. They bet their draws. Bet their draw is heavy. Bet their draw is hard.
Hmm.
That's an aggressive move for sure. Yeah, I'm gonna defend this for sure. Maybe happy. We hit the nut straight, so we're good. We're hoping they follow through, and we have to bet it. So we'll bet half pot and just see what they
So
do. We
king,
got
queen,
we,
jack, 10, and
yeah,
then
we have the Broadway straight. We have the nut straight. 10 jack queen king ace.
oh, okay. That's what I've okay.
Yeah, you can see it here. Straight ace to 10.
Oh, okay. That's what the with ace I get confused like the value of it. It's like
It's high and low to a straight. So you can have 5 4 3 2 ace. That is also a straight.
okay,
That's
okay.
really actually good for us. That's a duck, and they called, so they have something. I don't know if they're on a draw to Broadway. They might have an ace. I don't know. They might have a pair. So we're thinking about this, and I'm thinking with that we can. I think we should still bet. Let's bet half pot and just see if they call again. We want to get the money in there. They're calling, so they might have two pair. I don't know, but I think we have the nuts. We have the nuts. We have to bet. I mean, so I'm definitely gonna pot this, but it's like I don't. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna put on the Hollywood, and I'm hoping they have two pair and they're gonna call, or a set would be great, or a lower straight. They could have 9 10. Whatever they had, they didn't want to go three streets. We got two streets of value out of them, and I think I'll take it.
That's good. Yeah.
We were out of position too, so I don't want to slow play anything at this table. But these two, so we're gonna go. That's what they get. This isn't good enough to do anything with in the small blind. Let's take a look at seat
Hmm.
5. What did they had? They had that hand that we saw them go stupid.
Uh-huh.
They had Jack 4 5 5, but they did have a set of fives.
Okay.
So
Yep.
yeah, I mean,
That's not great.
I mean, I think they won the hand.
Yeah, no, I understand that, but
Yeah, I mean, a set is good. I'm gonna give them like we'll go hard. A weak set. That doesn't mean they're like a firebrand. Let's just put them as like let's give them a rock. Like that means, I mean, yeah, there was a straight there for sure at the river. I think they might have gone all in on the turn. So they had a solid hand. I can't give them. I can't give them that. That was the wild move that I wasn't expecting. So this is a pair of jacks. This isn't. It's not good enough. That four sucks. Neither of our jacks are suited. The four sucks.
okay.
Maybe I should have bet that. I'm happy to let it go. Wait for something better. I don't like this hand either.
I think it's fine. I mean,
You think this hand's playable?
no, no, I think if letting it go, it's fine.
Yeah, it's always okay to let something go
Yeah.
unless you let go of a monster. But like, I
Well,
mean, if you're
yeah.
if you're on the fence about something, I think playing on the tight side isn't a
I
bad
mean,
move.
maybe it's like when in doubt, just fold.
Yeah, I'd rather lose a small amount of EV like on guesswork, like when it's a small amount, like on a marginal hand. It's like, especially when like people are throwing their whole things in there with draws. It's like that's like how I don't know what these players are gonna do. Now they're all tight. Now no one's betting anything. It's like they had. I mean, it was a draw, and they loved it. So they loved their draw. I mean, it wasn't that high. It wasn't a high equity draw. They really didn't have much. They had a they had a gut shot straight draw. three-way, but like they didn't have any pairs. They had a backdoor flush draw. It really was a weak. It wasn't like a terrible draw, but it definitely wasn't an all-in draw.
This
Like
doesn't
I don't
seem
know.
very. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's worse.
it was a weird move.
Yeah.
Well, we've got them marked for it, so we're gonna just be careful. Okay to bluff catch is what we say. So I'm gonna say they're okay to bluff catch, meaning like if they do something like that again and we have a pretty reasonable hand, we can just call them down. I also want to see like who was the aggressor in that hand. I raised small blind. Which one was the small blind? Small blind was seat 4. So I raised from the dealer and they raised that hand. They 3-bet ace jack 9 10. Okay, that's kind of a loose 3-bet, a little bit maybe. I don't know. I might do that. I might do that.
So
They're
we
a
would
little
we
bit.
would have had
Their
a
3-bet wasn't
straight, but
terrible.
it's not very great one, right? I mean, that's
Yeah,
we're
no, if they would have hit their straight, they would have had it.
yeah.
Like, I mean, but like what I'm getting at here is I'm trying to figure, I'm just looking at that hand and I'm seeing what they were doing.
Mhm.
And I know I'm not sharing it with you because I am still in this game, but
No, no,
like,
it's fine.
fold that. Um, and so they 3-bet that hand, from the small blind, which is like, I don't think it's the worst move. I might have also done that. But then what's crazy is seat 5 with Jack 5 5 4, a pure suit to the 5, called a cold called a 3-bet. And so like I'm wondering what the fuck they were doing. Yeah, they were on the big blind and they cold called the 3-bet. That's wild. That's a terrible. So loose. That's they don't get a rock. Nope, they're a fish. So they'll call with dumb shit. Very wide range. Close 3-bets wide.
I mean, do you think that means they're not playing ranges at all?
I don't know what they're thinking. They had a pair and a bad pair. I don't know what they're thinking calling that hand on a 3-bet. Like I don't know what's going through their brain being like, I'm out of position. I'm calling. I'm gonna cold call a 3-bet out of position. They're just not thinking. They're just like they're not a good player. They don't understand the game. I don't know what they were thinking at all. It's like this, and then they hit their set. They were set mining, I guess, which they hit, and they won the hand. But like, it's wild to me. That whole hand was so outrageous that like I'm flabbergasted by it because it's just so weird that both of them played it in that way. And I'm glad I got out of there. Like I definitely would have lost. Actually, no, I would have had a straight. I would have won that hand. I would have hit a straight. It's all right. I don't feel bad about it. I mean, I'm not gonna do that dumb shit. Calling it 3-bet. I had a pretty marginal hand. The straight was incidental. It's all right. I don't regret my decision. I do regret my decision on calling that one guy when I had that pair of aces and they clearly had a set. That was a bad decision, but like folding in that hand was not a bad decision to those, and like especially since they potted it like after that. It's like fuck. I would have folded that anyway. I wouldn't have called a pot sized bet after after cold called three bets of the river. Like it's like there's no way. Even with my straight draw, I wouldn't have done it. That's pretty icky. Now, Rena, I just said a whole lot of words. Did you know what most of that meant?
I mean, I understand some of it. Uh,
Remember that when I say something that you don't know what it means, you should
I
ask for
know, I know.
clarification. I'm just reminding you
I appreciate
because
that.
you don't do it. And so I don't know if that's because you know what I mean or because you forget to ask because you're just thinking and watching and learning. Like which is fine.
I was getting a little distracted by watching what was going on, and then you were
It's
doing
fine. Yeah.
the hand reading off the screen.
There's a lot of information
I
in
was
a
trying to
poker
like
game.
think about both of them, and
Yeah.
I got a little confused in that.
Now look at this. So they have their two pair, they had a straight and the flush draw. Wild. So two pair plus is going hard. So I mean, this means I don't I think we should curtail our bluffing unless it's just really a really obvious thing,
Yeah.
and we should just go for max value when we have a value hand. Just every time we have value, we should just shove it in.
What do you mean by max value?
Value when we have a value hand, meaning we have a winning hand, a good solid made hand or good equity, a value hand. We should just max means pot, 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 pot. Just bet the max,
Okay.
max value. Don't try to sucker them into calling. Like just throw the money in because we don't know what they're gonna do because they're maniacs and they're throwing their whole stacks in with marginal hands and bad draws. So like great, we want that. That's what we want. We want to
Right.
we want to capitalize on their mistakes, and that's how you do that. So that's what we're gonna do. When we have value hands, we're just gonna shove our chips in the pot and hope we get called. We're just gonna keep doing that. I'm going to go ahead and click set up the next big blind because it's almost time for our pee and water break. So we're going to do that. And looks like we're going to see two more hands here. Are they out too? Seat 4 out as well? They are sitting out. So yeah, one more hand maybe, two more.
This
I don't
thing's
know.
not very good.
That's bad. Yeah, that's real bad. They take it down. Congratulations. What happened to the table? Was everyone sitting out? Nah, they just had to sit out for a
New
second. That's
player.
fine. Good new player, bought in for the men.
Oh, we got 6 people though now.
We do. We got a full ring.
Yeah.
No good. All right, I'm gonna sit that out. We're gonna sit out our big blind. I'm
Okay.
gonna go get some more water and use the bathroom. We'll be back in like 2 or 3 minutes. While we're gone, watch the game. Let us know what we're doing, and also don't forget. Go ahead and click that link in the description box and get yourself a free PLO mastermind account. It's a wise decision. Learn how to be good. Learn how to make money playing poker. See you later. And I probably should make a break screen so you don't see all this. It's not super professional. Like, it's just what it is. I do need to make a break screen. I'll do that this week. Raina, if you're there. No, she's not back yet. Oh my goodness. Hi, Charlotte. I didn't say hi yet. Good to have ya. And yeah, I'll wait for the blind. It's two turn. It's one round. So seed 5, that's the new one that bought in for the minimum, and they're already punting their stack away. So gonna raise. Whoa. What do you have, seat 1? They're gonna go all in, and seat 1's gonna call. Pair of 8s. Seat 5 made the best call. Seat 1 was a little loose there. Hand, so I can't see it. Can't get the history because I'm not in the hand. Damn, what a bummer. It's all right. We saw that seat 1 was loose. They had a straight draw and nothing else. 5 had a made straight and a flush draw, so of course they called.
Okay.
Hey, you're back. Welcome back.
I am back.
I need you to remind me this week that I need to make a break card. So we can have a break screen when we take our break. And I don't know why I haven't done it yet.
Oh yeah, that would be sort of a little more professional.
Yeah, just a slight bit. A slight bit. Should we have the jazz? Should we have the jazz there? I think so. Or maybe we could find some like elevator lounge music for waiting. What do you
That
in
would
the
be cool.
chat? Let me know what you think. Should we have the standard pre-show jazz for the break music, or should I find us some like elevator music for like elevator lounge style waiting music? Let me know. Okay, so Charlotte, when you were talking about running in the marathons in the last show, that's what you were talking about. There's an actual marathon going on in your city. That's what's happening. How many heart attacks happen over the next 2 days? It's a 2-day marathon? 2 days. So they're like having 2 marathons, one marathon and then another marathon? Because a marathon doesn't take 2 days. I have to call my suited aces here. A suited ace. We did hit a pair of 9s and a backdoor flush draw. We're out of position. We're probably going to call a bet here. We don't have a real good. We do have a.
That looks pretty terrible. Our hand is terrible, right?
No, we have 9s and we have a backdoor nut flush draw.
Okay.
We're not
Yeah.
going anywhere. We do also have a gut shot straight draw. So like there's a lot of cards that can improve our hand and allow us to continue. That's not one of them. Though our hand did get better, but not necessarily. Not if they have a king, it didn't get better.
Uh-huh.
And if any of them have an 8, it certainly didn't get better. And it actually, yeah, it made our hand worse because it wasn't a spade that came. Now we have 9s and 8s and nothing much. So that's bad for us. There's nothing, we can't stick around. So we got a bad run out. So we'll let them take it with their all in. I'm just gonna fold the turn. Definitely not calling that under any circumstances. I know my 9 isn't good. Yeah, you had a straight. Good job. Great job, bud. That was a fishy move showing us that straight. That was real fishy. Ah, thanks. All right, that was so fishy.
I told Sean
Probably
ours
okay to
are
bluff
much better
catch.
this week.
Yes, the cards are much better this week, and we were doing really well, and I made a really bad mistake and punted half my stack. I feel real dumb. It was a real bad mistake. It was real dumb looking back on it. At the time, I thought it was okay, but I didn't think it through. I just was overconfident and clicking and going, and I had my foot on the gas, and I should have stopped. I should have pumped the brakes,
But
and
we
I
were
didn't.
still on the first bullet, right? Or did I miss that?
Oh yeah, we're still on our first bullet. We're
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I we're back to sanity, but we're watching. So now this is a hand where I think I'm gonna bring in if it comes around to me, but if anyone bets, I'm out, even if they limp. This isn't good enough to call any bet, but it's good enough to bring in if no one else
Okay.
does. And so there's a limp, so we're already getting out. We don't want to have anything to do with it because a limp is also a call, which means it's gonna go multi-way. Oh, okay, we got limpers. EP limp, button limp. Two terrible decisions. So we're going to mark them as passive. Who's passive?
So why did you fold?
Because we don't have a good hand.
Oh, right. We just have pair
And
two.
we knew that it was going to go multi-way. If someone limps, they
Oh,
call.
okay.
Like people don't limp and then fold their hand.
Okay.
They limp because they want to see a flop for cheap.
Gotcha.
I have seen people limp fold, but it's rare. And we're happy. Well, I mean, we would have had twos, but I mean, I still wouldn't have felt great about it. Not with the flush and the straight, the wheels there. Yeah, 3-5 brings a wheel. Two spades brings a straight. Our two would have beat their two, unless they had a full house there. I can't tell. No. They folded their two, yeah? Probably. As one was saying, I have a flush. They folded their trips to what they thought that's no good. To what they thought was a flush or a straight. And they were right to do it. Could have been a full house even. So doubt it though. It wasn't played like they had a full house. They didn't
Right.
play like they had a set at any point. Or even two pair. It was pretty passive the whole way. They could have easily had a weak flush easily, or a strong flush even. Oh, excuse me. Oh, yawn, yawn, yawn. Mm, I kind of wish I had coffee.
You know, right?
Charlotte, here's your first year on HRT, honey, huh?
Congratulations.
Wow, you
I
look
mean, are you
great.
at the first year? Like, have you had your for HRT anniversary?
Should we play this? Mm,
Uh, where are we
I'm
at?
thinking about it too much. I should have let it.
Yeah,
I'll let
right.
it
It doesn't
go.
ever saying that
Right,
with
we have a
the
lot of
board.
callers. This is early position. It's in the hijack. We should be super tight in the hijack and under the gun, and we should be we can still be a little loose in the cutoff and the button. But honestly, we've this table is so loose that like we're gonna see a lot of multi ways here. See,
Yeah.
limper callers, limper callers. This person limped and called too, didn't they? Yep. So we got 3 loose passive wrecks. So let's watch seat 1. We know what these 3 are going to do. They're going to play face up. They're not going to bluff much. They're going to overvalue their hands. They're going to call a lot. This would have been a monster. That's no good. Hey, Charlotte, by the way, thanks for tuning in last night to Truth Wanted. I hope it was fun watching me eviscerate that transphobe. It sure felt good to do it, I'll be honest with you. Uh, yeah, fuck it. We've got a king,
Yeah, pair of kings.
got a pair of kings, and we've got, we've got a gut shot straight draw. It's not a very good king. I maybe should have checked it. We don't have a good
Bad
kicker.
king.
It's a bad king
Most of them are.
with not a lot of equity. We don't have a lot of equity in this hand, but we do have a made hand, so this person called with not a lot of chips, so we're just gonna be, let's see what everyone does here. That's good. We can continue. That's about the best card we could have seen. Yeah, we'll take that. And it's a small blind, so we might not play this. I don't think we will. Nah, not multi-way.
Mm.
Let that go. Dry ace. Suit blocker. Dangling 3, and I'm dangling. I mean, that hand is just connected enough to maybe play in the button,
Yeah, I
maybe,
mean,
but it's definitely not a
maybe.
small blind multi-way hand. Yeah, definitely not. Yeah, yeah. Charlotte. Yeah, that's John from Canada. He's a regular caller. He was getting better, and he just like went full relapse into fucking full on stupid idiot tropey transphobe bullshit. And I was just like, I wasn't having it, and it felt really good for me to like just mop the floor with his face. It was, I took great pleasure in it, and I'm proud of it.
Yeah, it seemed like John gave you kind of like carte blanche to handle that
Oh
situation.
my god, it was like he was just like handing me. It was just like lobbing meat to a wolf. He was so ill prepared for what I had for him, and I loved it.
Why do those show percent? I don't know if I've noticed that for raise 100% or 10.
I didn't notice either. I was daydreaming.
Okay,
I
yeah,
was thinking
I
about
had
this show last night. I
what
was
happened to your
reliving the
internet?
glory. I
What
was
happened?
reliving the glory.
Oh my gosh. What happened to your internet?
So it was a freak thing that our fiber optic box. I think it's called an ONT box or something like that. It's our fiber optic box where we have fiber optic internet, and so that lives in the garage, and the power in the garage went out. So like that shut down, and it took me a while to figure out what it is. It was like rebooting the modem and like trying to see if there was an outage, and then it was like it's just a freak occurrence that's never happened as long as I've lived here, and I don't know what did it, and it just
So it wasn't like a circuit breaker for the power in the garage that popped.
yeah, the circuit break,
Oh, okay.
the
Okay.
circuit snapped off. Like that's what happened. And so it was a matter of it was solved by flipping a circuit breaker, but like it was like I had to power up everything back up after that. And it took me a minute to figure out that that's what it was cuz you know, why would the power in the garage just go out? Like that's a weird thing to happen. Like that is just what it was. And then I got it back. It sucked because that happened like 10 minutes before the show was supposed to start. And I was like, oh
Yeah, I was
shit.
thinking that you
I,
were on, like they were the way he was talking, it's like you did the pre-show.
I
So
did.
you
We
did
did
the
all the stuff and
pre-show
I'd
and
been
then it
there for
goes
a
down
while. Yeah.
to make sure, pre-show to make sure everything's fine, and then it goes down.
Yeah. And it went down right. I was like getting up to go to the bathroom. I was like, I'm just going to get up, go to the bathroom, clear the thing. And they're like, okay. And then right as I said that, everything shut down. I was like, ah. So it sucked. It sucked pretty bad. But like, I came back and I didn't even hear the first call with Kelly. Like, yeah. Was it any good?
No, I mean that part I didn't. I was talking to you and then yeah, it wasn't that memorable. So
I hope they make a clip out of that business.
I should. Your part was memorable.
Yeah, and Richard Dawkins is a transphobic bellend and he's a piece of shit and it sucks because he's so smart and he's so right about religion.
Oh, that
And
sucks.
yeah, he's totally a transphobe and just a fucking shitty ass, horrible boomer ass transphobe. And it sucks. It sucks. I almost have like more understanding for people that have the religious thing because like their Bible does say that we should be killed. Like, so at least they're in accordance with their holy book. It's like it's shitty and their book sucks shit, but like it's at least they're being genuine. When people like Richard Dawkins, who should fucking know better, are like that, then it's like really that upsets me more. Like John from Canada does not upset me nearly as much as Richard Dawkins being a transphobe. Because I would otherwise like Richard Dawkins, and now I can't. Now I can't take him seriously anymore. I used to like Richard Dawkins.
That really sucks because I did not know.
Yeah, yeah, it does. Don't worry, there's other good atheists out there. A lot of people bitch on Sam Harris a lot. Like a lot of people think he's a racist or something, and it's like I've never gotten that from him. I think what it is I think he's not forgiving to like Muslims in the sense that like he berates Islam a lot, and I think people think that's Islamophobia when it's not. It's just him fucking saying Islam's shitty because Islam is shitty. Islam's terrible, and so I think people think he's like Islamophobic because he's Jewish, and I think it's that sort of thing. But then again, I've heard some other stuff where he like I heard a rumor that he was like in favor of stop and frisk in New York and like
Oh
and
gosh,
so
terrible.
yeah, and so I don't know how true that is.
Yeah,
But like I mean that is pretty gross if that is true. That's pretty bad. And so it's like it's I don't know. I've never heard anything out of Sam Harris's mouth that I didn't like. Never once. But the king is still I mean even what's his name? Christopher Hitchens has his problems. He was like, and he was a forced birther.
a what?
Forced birther, anti choice.
Oh, forced birth. Okay.
Yeah. Like, I'm not going to give them the pro life credit. They're not pro life. They're anti choice. They're forced birthers. They deserve a negative moniker. it's a shitty position and it's
Yeah,
invalid.
that's just the way to try
They're
to
not pro-life.
frame
They
the
don't
debate.
support life. They're not.
No, they're not.
It's not true. They don't get this. They don't get that. They don't get that title. Not with me. Well, we'll get a free roll with this terrible hand, and nothing came of it, which is not a surprise because it's a terrible hand. So we'll check it down. Holy passive table. These are all new players. I've been daydreaming and talking about atheism and thinking about my show, and I haven't been paying attention to at all to the table. And here we are with three new unmarked players that I don't know anything about. That's not how you win at poker. There we got a bet. We got a pot-sized bet on the button. A fine decision. That could easily be a position bet, and you're going to get it from me because I don't have anything to call with. Great bet, seat 6. Fine decision. Would have done it too. There's a hand we can play. Single suited rundown. Yeah, we'll take it. We'll bet it. We'll pot it out of position. How about a 3-bet this? And we hit top 2. Yeah, pot it. Just keep potting. We have a value hand. Pot it. Pot our value. I don't know. It's new players. Maybe they're not going to be as loosey-goosey as the other players were. Nah. It's a shitty hand. It looks good, but it's not. I got a new player. So they're coming in from another table that got shut down. So they're down. Doesn't tell us anything. Everyone at this table is seeming pretty passive, wouldn't you say? All of this seems pretty. There's a min. Yeah, min clicking. All right, fine. Yeah. After that, you're calling. There's a pot size bet, so that could have been like a trap. There's a 3-bet, quad 8s. Okay. So that's not loose passive. That's
Wow.
min click quads. That's fair. That's not worthy of a fish either. I want to know what seat 6 had that they called their quads with. Their pot size bet. They better have had a full house. It's the only excuse. It doesn't. Was that the one before? Yeah, there it is. They had a full house. They had trip queens. So yeah, I mean, can't blame anyone for that. That was pretty much played well all around. It was going to go that way no matter what. I'm a free roll this. Look at that. Family pot. And we have all the straight draws. We're going to bet it. Out of position. It's a bluff, but it's a high equity bluff. It's a
Okay.
rainbow board. We got a backdoor flush draw. We've got all the straight draws.
Okay. A king, what is it?
A
King,
lot
queen,
of cards that
jack,
can make our hand better.
and 9.
Yep, an ace comes, we have the nuts. 9 comes, we have the nuts. An 8 comes, we have the nuts. We're good. So many cards that come give us the nuts. And they're all calling. That doesn't do it, but we do have a pair, so we'll check it and we'll call any bet. Because someone could easily have had 2 pair here. But we're going to call. I mean, we can't. Let's see if they come over the top. I'll take it. I'll take the nut straight. Actually, it's not the nut straight. We don't have it to the ace. So we could be losing here. Holy pat! Yeah, someone had two pair. Someone had two pair there. I bet if I bet half pot, I would have got at least one caller. So we got to think about that more. We got to think about our out of position river bets. That was a value bet for sure. No. Look at this limpers. EP limping with 13 big blinds. Terrible. EP limp. Oh, it's passive. They all limped too, didn't they? Everyone limped at this table. Well, that's a flaw. That's a straight, clearly. Seat 5 has the nut straight. 8, 9. No. 3, 4, 5, 6. They did have a straight. It wasn't the nut straight, but they had a straight. What did seat 6 have that they called the obvious straight with a pot sized bet? Like, I mean, Jesus Christ. So seat 6 is a station. They had a set of 5s. So, yep, can't lay off. Can't lay off a set. Yeah. So this is a different kind of table. This isn't the kind to just bet max value at. This is the kind of they're loose passive, so we can triple barrel a lot. Half pot, pot on the river, and just take it down kind of with anything. And they're playing face up. Their bet size reflects their hand. It's just face up table right now. I'm not seeing any impressive play at all. What about you, Charlotte? You seeing anything worth noting? Rayna? I meant Rayna. I keep calling you Charlotte. I got Charlotte on my mind. Charlotte, what do you think? Are you seeing any impressive play here?
And maybe you know the answer to this question, which probably shouldn't be discussed, but
Yeah,
I
the Muslims and Jews
yeah.
things. I do know the answer, but I don't want to discuss it. So
Okay, well we'll
well,
stop
I
there.
just because it's a long answer, and
Okay.
it's not necessarily it's because it's not the same religion. It's the same God, yes, but like it's
Don't
different
they recognize the
religions.
Old Testament and they just add on this extra
That's
stuff?
well, I mean that's what Christianity did, and the Christians,
Exactly.
the Catholic Church was all about hate. I mean that's what the Nazis were Catholics. Like it's like they were all Christians and they hated Jews. Like it's because it's like they're like they because the Jews don't recognize Jesus Christ as the Savior, and neither do Muslims. Muslims don't recognize Jesus Christ as the Savior. They say he was a prophet, but he wasn't God incarnate. And Muslims say that because the thing of Islam is what Muhammad said. The claim that Islam has that's so dangerous is this is the final, this is the last accurate word of God. So like it just proclaims that nothing can come after this, and like this is the ultimate last say that anyone could possibly have, and that's the Muslim stance, which makes it real dangerous. And and that's what the Prophet Muhammad brought, who was a pedophile, who had a 6-year-old wife, and he fucked her when she was 9.
Oh my
So
God.
that's what Muhammad did, and that's real. That actually was real. And so fuck Islam. It's a terrible religion. It's super homophobic. It's super violent. Like, I mean, not fuck Muslims. Like Muslims, like not all Muslims. A lot of Muslims are very peaceful, very loving, very caring people. And like when I went to Turkey, which was a majority Muslim country, but it was still secular, like the people there were, the culture there was so giving and friendly and loving, and it was like I was like impressed with it. And there were mosques all over the place, and it was a beautiful cultural thing. But the actual doctrine of Islam is just atrocious. It's so wretched. It's. I haven't read the Quran, but I know enough about it to know that it might even be worse than Christianity, and Christianity is pretty fucking repugnant. Like, and so we have a pair of kings with threes, so we're gonna bet this small here because we're multi-way and we're semi bluffing. So we're gonna go ahead and give that a 7 and 1/3 pot size, and we'll just see.
Yeah, that's
I don't
pretty
think
good.
anyone's betting. I don't
Pair of
think anyone's
kings.
checking threes here. I think they're all, but they might. Some of them might have tens. If they're slow playing a three, they're slow playing a three, and that's what we get. But if we see a raise, so we didn't see that. So we now do have aces and threes. So we're good here too. So we're just going to keep going with the three, with the 1/3 size, which is about not quite 15. Let's say 13. It's enough for him. Them, I don't know. Might be a girl. Shame on me. Might be a non-binary person. There we go. Just steady, steady as she goes. Yeah. I mean, with anything at all in position, we should just be, if it comes a check around in position, we should just be betting, betting, betting. See if we can go small, small, big, get the maximum amount, squeeze the maximum amount. We're gonna call this. That's a defendable hand. Didn't hit. Maybe have a gut shot straight draw, like double gut shot. 6-9, 9 queen. Got I think I can call it. We have a backdoor. We have the backdoor nut flush draw. I almost should have raised it, but I didn't. I think they probably almost certainly have an ace. Maybe not though. They have something that at a half pot bet, but they're in position too, and I'm okay. I'm okay like fishing here because if our hand improves, we can keep going. But we are out of position, and I don't like bluffing out of position
Mhm.
multi-way.
Right. We don't usually do that, right?
And we
Oh.
do hit a pair of jacks, but that doesn't make our hand better. We need a queen or we need a queen. Basically, a nine does a nine do it? No. 7, 8, 9, 10, jack. A nine would do it too. So we have a double gut shot. So we can keep going with that jack. Half. I don't love it. We don't have. We lost. It's multi-way.
Mm.
It's a half pot. So we're getting
Uh, well, what are the
we're
pot
getting
odds?
we're getting 4-1, but we don't have the equity. We only
Mhm.
have uh we only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, we've got 16% equity, which isn't that we'd need 6-1. I have to fold it. Our jack doesn't cut it. It's not helping. If that was a spade, we would have called. We might have even check raised, but it wasn't. Yeah, yeah. Charlotte mentioned something about Islam that I also that's another really terrible thing about it. If you are Muslim and you leave the faith, that's grounds for them to kill you. That the penalty for leaving Islam is death. Like it's just a barbaric fucking culture. It's or not culture, but religion. The culture can actually be pretty good, but like that's the extremists. But I mean, it's in the doctrine. Like the doctrine's just repugnant. It's real bad. Yeah, I'm gonna raise that. We get a pair and a suited and double suited to an ace.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
We're gonna three bet it. We want to get people out of this pot. If we get a lot of three bet calls here, we have to lay the fuck off the marginal hands and just go value, value, value. But I think that scared enough people away. But if we go four ways, that's wild. Were they the pre-flop? Fuck. Cold calling fish. Four ways. Well, we hit our spades. Let's see if anyone bets out of position, like we have to let it go. We can't call this. Damn it. That sucked. Yeah. What? What is that? Of course they're gonna call. They're stupid. Like Jesus, you gonna call your jack here, your queen, your jack, your jacks and fours. Holy bananas! Yeah, max value, max value, max value, max value. They didn't three bet their kings. They had weak kings. And they did have a solid straight draw when they bet. So actually seat one played that hand really well. Even though they should have they were a little loose playing their kings. They had weak kings. I don't know. Seat six was shouldn't have yeah, they had Jackson fours. I mean, they played it how they played it. I've already got them marked as a fish. They're just loose. They're loose players. Yeah, I mean they had an overpair and a solid straight draw, so seat one was correct to bet like they did. They played post really well. Their pre-flop game was a little sketchy, but I can't blame them for it. They have 300 big blinds and we have 184.
Yeah.
So we're playing tight. Our our set's probably not even good here, honestly. Look at these guys. Look at these players. Look at this shit. Yeah. It was the straight. Max value, max value, max value. Wait till we've got a value hand and shove it all in. When they don't have anything, they don't bet. And when they have anything, they bet hard. They call. They all call. So this is kind of the best kind of table to be at because this is a real super profitable situation where they'll call you down light. So if you do have a made hand, you just and that's just what we're gonna do. See, they're all calling. They've all got draws or some piece of it. Our full house here would have been they probably would have called it. I don't know. They might on the river, they might ditch it. Yeah, aces. And they weren't wrong, but holy moly. Holy moly. So this is a terrible hand. We got a limper here. And click quads, limp. Pew, pew.
Oh wait, you can't.
We're gonna check it. We're gonna free roll with terrible
Oh,
hand.
because we're in the big blind, right?
Yeah, we're in the big blind. We get a free roll. We have a pair of nines. We don't have anything else. And we do technically have a gut shot straight. We have double gut shot straight draw here, so we can see this to the we can call it. A 5 brings us everything. We have everything. We have the nut straight. Do we? 7-8. Now 7-8 beats us, but we're still good. 7-8 beats us. We have the second nut straight. Thank you for calling.
All right.
See?
Thanks for calling,
Thank
stopping by.
you. Thank you for that. Now, see, this is a hand that's just right on the edge, and if they're all min clicking around, the problem is if we raise it, they're all going to call, and then we're going to be out of position in the worst position. We've got to raise. We have to let that go. Like, we just can't do anything with that hand in this position.
Yep, that makes
Not
sense.
with this. Not with this. Look at everyone's limp call, limp call, limp call, limp call. Everyone. Seat 1, I haven't seen limp yet, not to my knowledge. I think they probably have, though. No, they limped. They limped in the small blind, but like I mean, it was a limp around. They might have had a small pair. Like I might do that too. You know. Yeah. What's going on here? Also, not very good. We're just gonna pass. We're just gonna wait. We're gonna be patient. We're gonna wait for a strong hand.
Yep.
And we're gonna go crazy. There it is. Someone likes their hand. We'll get out of their way. When a limper raises, they've got a hand. I mean, we almost certainly would have had the best hand here. Who knows? Someone might have ace king, ace jack,
Yep.
ace
I mean,
four. It's possible. It's possible.
we're gonna play it tight. I mean, we're
They
doing pretty
play
well.
aces, that's for sure. They re-raise. They could have 4-4. You know, that's good enough to play late position. It's not great, but the question is, do I three bet? I think I'm gonna let it go. I'm gonna let it go. It's not that good. It's good enough to open. It's not good enough to call. Oh yeah. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Just lots of multi-way pots here. Everything's getting shown down. Look over here on the side. Oh, you can't see the side, but like it shows the hand histories and how and who won and how they won, and then so almost every hand's getting shown down to the river. Everyone's betting. Everyone's calling. So with patience, this is a super profitable table. So I'm not going anywhere for a minute. I might even go overtime, just because this is just such a good table to be at. It's a good bet. Large bet is correct on that board. It's the only way to bet on the board like that. Now
So
this
that
is a
looks
hand.
pretty
Yeah, we're
good.
playing it. Yeah, it's good
Yeah.
enough to bring in for sure. We're gonna get called around almost certainly. Now we get
This is
three
the
bet. We might have
one.
to like, if we get three bet, I think I'm gonna ditch it. But
Okay.
I'll bring it. I think we're gonna get called around. Yeah, we're gonna get. It's gonna go 5 ways. It's okay. It's not the best hand to be out of position with multi-way, but it does have nuttiness with the ace, the queen, and the suited ace. So that's really what counts. It's not a super good hand. Now, if this person, now they're gonna call, and we did hit 3 queens with a backdoor nut
Great.
Backdoor straight flush draw, so I think we'll just be betting pot. I don't think anyone has king king. I think they would have raised king king. See if we get a bunch of callers. They have a king. They have one king. You gonna call us? What are you gonna do, fishy? They are. I
Wow.
have quad queens.
Oh,
I'm gonna check it.
yep. Yep.
I want
The
them to
way they
bet
can
so
beat
bad.
us is like a straight flush.
They
Like,
don't have anything. Those quads scare them.
God,
They have a king. They're not gonna call us with anything. If we blow on this pot, they're going to fold.
they will
They're gonna
fold.
fold
Yes.
everything in their hand. They're not gonna call with anything. We block the ace. There's nothing we can do. So we can't win any more money than this. So we have no reason not to pot it. So because if they just decided they're stupid and they want to call, then we're just gonna let them stew on this for a minute. We're
Yeah.
gonna go into our clock, but we're gonna pot it. They're not gonna call. They've probably clicked the fold button already.
Yeah.
There we go. We'll see what they do. I want them to have a pair so bad. I want them. Yep, they don't. Of course, they're not gonna call. That's fine. We'll take it. we still did very well. Not good enough in early position. Not good enough. Suited king. That's not good enough in late position. Not for this table because everyone's calling. We need to play. We need to be tight. We need to play only strong hands here. We can't come in with marginal hands. I mean, we can in late position because they are not they're so we can still have pretty wide ranges in the cutoff and the button because they're going to call, yeah, but we'll be in late position. And
Mm.
even with marginal hands, they'll hit. So if we have anything that basically has nut value, we kind of want to play it. So all rundowns, like at least higher. We want high cards. We don't want to play a lot of low cards because they're just calling with peanut butter and jelly. So they could have any four cards at any given hand. Like there's no way to put them on ranges because they don't have ranges. They're just calling everything.
So
But
Charlotte asks if a player is perpetual caller, are they overcautious, looking
no,
to
they're
lead
bad.
off with more
they're
forced
that,
hands? They're bad.
No, they're not overcautious. They're loose. That's called loose passive. And when someone calls all the time, that's called a calling station. That is the single most profitable type of player to play against, is because you do exactly what we're doing, which is just relaxing. So we that looks good, but it's not. So we're not going to put any money in this pot. Even if we hit our flush, we're still. But if we
Yeah.
hit a straight, we're going to be okay. And no, we do have a double flush chance. Maybe we should have bet that.
Mm.
Pair of twos, I don't think is going to win. We're just going to let that go. We probably should have bet it on the turn because of the double flush chance, but it's fine. It's like I said, these players are stations, so this is also one that's right on the edge, but like multi-way, it just doesn't have the nuttiness. There's no nut value here, so I'm going to let that go. I'm also going to go to the bathroom again, but I'm not leaving this table. I'm going to go a little long. Rayna, you can stay or not, but I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving this table. All right, so here we go. I'll be back in a
Yeah, I'll just take a quick
few
break and
minutes.
I'm gonna stay
Yeah.
with you.
Back to work. Hey there. I just missed getting in on this hand. I was just like, I couldn't click the join hand fast enough to get in on the blinds. I'm going to post my missed blinds. I don't mind. I've got a stack and I want to be in every possible hand with these loose players. Looks like seat 6 is new. Seat 1 hasn't displayed the fishiness that seat 3 and 4, so the table might have shifted a little bit. We got a new player up there on seat 5, but they brought in for the minimums, so that's a good sign.
Yep.
Hi, Rayna. Welcome
Hi.
back.
Well, yes. So I want to see us get to 300 big blinds.
I also want to see us get to 300. I'd love to see us get to 500 big blinds.
Well, yes, that would be better. I mean, 1,000. I mean, yes, of course,
Well,
but
I was just saying the table dynamic changes. It looks like C6 is new because the fish isn't there. This person's out.
Hmm.
They're probably gone. I don't think they're gonna rebuy. They're just sitting out and they're just probably, I don't know what they're doing. Seat five's new, but they brought in for the minimums. So that's always generally that's a sign of someone who's a recreational player. Seat one has been tight. So we got to keep our eyes on seat one. They're slowly amassing. I mean, they've got a bigger stack. They're sitting out, so they're probably going to leave. But maybe they just went to the bathroom like we did. And I went ahead and I posted that. This hand isn't good enough to call. It's really shitty. Yeah. Happy to be out of this hand. So they're going for it. They're betting a monochrome board out of position, so they almost certainly have a good flush. I believe them. They're just going to keep betting. They're going to go all in. No, they checked. They don't. They bluffed. Holy moly. Well, see, I want to play with them now because now they're loose aggressive, but this isn't the right hand in the right position to do it. Get rid of those caps. They did it. Yeah. They're the kings. They're the kings. All right. We're watching seat 6 there. That's not good enough to do anything with. They're aggressive.
hmm.
They're aggressive. If they bet here, they shouldn't. They shouldn't be betting there. They brought in, meaning this is bad for their range,
Hmm.
but they did anyway. And they're not in late position, so
Hmm.
they're overly aggressive.
You mean player one?
Player 6, seat 6.
Oh, player 6. Okay.
Seat 1 is tight.
Okay.
Yeah, seat 6. So they bet half pot. So we got to watch their bet sizing. They were bluffing because they didn't call the
So
bet.
what about this? We're cut off.
No,
It's yeah. It's
not good enough. The
I know.
four,
I
the
was
four
like,
is
it looks like one
dangling.
of
It
those
blocks our
hands that we
suit.
saw
Tens are
on
weak.
PLO
Yeah,
Mastermind, that
yeah,
site that you
yeah.
can get a subscription to. What is it called?
That's right. PLOmastermind.com. You can get a free subscription if you follow the link in the description box of this show. Go ahead and use that. I got to make it into a link. I think you have to copy paste the URL. I don't know how to make links in the YouTube description box. Charlotte, you can help with that when you take over as our as our marketing person. Emily's going to put Charlotte to work. I know that. There's no way you're not going to be involved in the transverse if you're marrying Emily. You just understand that. Like you are going to be working here. There's no way around it. You couldn't possibly get out of it. So Charlotte asks, if a player is perpetual caller, are they overcautious, looking to limit losses, or more force hands? No, neither. Neither. What they're doing is they're gambling. They're chasing a big hand. That's what they're doing. They're looking for reasons to play. They're not playing poker. They're playing slots. They want the big payout. They're putting in their money and they're pulling the lever. That's what players that call a lot are doing. They're not poker players, they're gamblers, and they're the best kind of players to play against because they call everything. And it's great. They just give you their chips. So you just have to be patient like we're being. Throw away your bad hands. We're only going to come in with strong hands. In early position, we have to have very strong hands. In late position, we can loosen up a little bit and beat them in post, but like we need to be in position with marginal hands.
Right.
Like now this, for example, I would definitely call this aggressive player. I wouldn't raise them. I might even raise them.
Mm-hmm.
I'd still call.
They're all
Because
in.
no,
King.
they hit and I would have lost. So they're betting their draws, they're betting their marginal hands, they're just betting everything. So they're just a loose aggressive player. And the best way to beat loose aggressive players is to be tight aggressive. So once again,
Bad hands, right? Fold.
well, it's good enough because we're on the
that's right. Free roll on the big
big
blind.
blind and we're gonna see it. And we did hit 5s and 9s, so we hit top 2. We have a backdoor flush draw. I think we're gonna bet it. Or should we check raise it? Let's bet it. Let's go 9. Small bet, out of position. We got a raise. I don't know what they're raising with. We block top 2. If they have trip 4s, I'm going to put them all in. The same hand. But we hit their 10s. So they had top 2. So that's great. But now it's different players. It's not the same table anymore. But we've got a super aggressive player. That does change the dynamic. I'm going to let it go. We'll wait for a hand against the aggressive player, but we might not have to stick around too long. We hit our 300 big blind mark for sure.
Right, that was amazing.
So we're gonna stick around and we're gonna kind of watch the play, but these two are super passive here, so both lose passive stations. So I mean, these two players are fish. They are. They're calling everything. Yeah, limping. Bet. Call. Oh, limp 3-bet, but a min click. What the hell is that? And they all called. Yeah, can't leave the table. Can't leave this table. Cannot leave this table.
Not yet.
New players.
How do we know it's time to leave though? Let's figure that out.
Well, because we start losing or the table dynamic changes. But like, I mean, it is the top of the hour and we are up and we hit our blind goal. But I mean, let's see what these two players bring to the
No,
table.
it's fine. Let's keep going. I mean,
yeah, no, that's the thing is when you're winning, you don't leave. Like you leave.
Dumb.
I mean, if you're when you want to leave up,
right.
But like if you're hot, you shouldn't leave until you feel you get cooled. Really, if we get cooled, we'll duck up. But we're not cooled, not by a long shot here. They're not betting anymore. What are they doing? There they go. They can't help themselves. They have to bet out of position. They have to. Charlotte, I love you. You're fucking hilarious. You're not going to be the tech person, Charlotte. You're going to be our marketing person. Ugh. You're going to work with Rayna behind the scenes and do all. Rayna's going to handle. You're going to tell Rayna what to do to make our marketing better, and she's going to do it.
Yep.
That's how this is going to go. Because both Emily and me are terrible at
I
marketing, and
think it's going to
we
start
both
with
hate it.
the low hanging fruit, all the things that should be doing, but for various
Well,
reasons
that's
we're not
definitely
doing.
where it should start. Yes, and I should be doing that more. Like I do have enough of an online presence where I should be branding. I should have multiple social media accounts. I should have them all linked. I should be posting every day. I should have an Instagram. Like it's just I should. We have to play this. We have to 3-bet this. 8s and 9s with a
Huh.
suit.
So, okay. All right.
Oh yeah, yeah. We're gonna call them. They're gonna call,
Oof.
and we hit our 9s. We're good. We block. We block the straight for sure.
Okay.
So we'll force them. Yep. Oh, they hit their spades. They hit their diamonds and their kings.
Uh,
That's okay. So we did get cooled. So yeah, let's set out the next big blind. We're good. We'll take our 300 big blinds.
yeah. Okay.
Let's just set out. Let's just call it. We got cooled. We're good. Let's leave ahead. Top of the hour. Couldn't have a better session, right? 300 big blinds.
That
There
was
we go.
wonderful.
Ladies and gentlemen and friends beyond the binary, thanks for sticking around for Medioker Poker Arena. You ready for the post game?
Yes.
Go ahead and unmute your video. We'll get out of this hand and I'll switch over to here. We'll do that. There it is. Oh, I got to embiggen that. There you are. Hi, Rayna. How you doing?
I'm doing great.
So you asked, what do you do? How do you know when to leave a table? And I feel like that was a really good example of when to leave the table. I think we played that hand exactly right, but we did get cooled. And so, like, you know what? We're up. We're above our goal. We had a good session, and we walked away tripling our buy-in. So I'd say that's a nice change of pace from the last 3 weeks where we've been losing, 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 losing. Now I've been winning when we're not been on the show, so I haven't been like losing punting, but I'm still down in
Mhm.
this what is it? This these stakes in the stakes in PLO 25. I'm down about $100 so far.
Do you
And
feel like you did something different
I
this week
I
from last
I
week?
I feel like I played. I was just overly cautious, and I wasn't. I was intimidated by the stakes because the play changed,
Mm.
and I needed a minute to get used. I knew that would happen when you change stakes. The play dynamic changes, and I was a little bit like, I don't know what to do here. And so it was like I was just kind of cautiously easing myself into it. And like I didn't really understand the dynamics. I gave the players a lot more credit than I should have. I thought they were bluffing a lot more. And so I was doing bluff catching when I shouldn't have been bluff catching. And I was calling hands I shouldn't have been calling with. And I was being not aggressive enough in the right places. And so I was just overly cautious in the wrong ways, getting a feel for the stakes. But now that I've been playing the stakes for about a month now, like I feel like I've got a good a good feel on it. And like
Okay.
sometimes there's and that's the thing is like it's just you really have to pay attention to the table dynamic because sometimes there's very good players at these stakes and sometimes there's very very bad players at these stakes. So you really just have to pay attention to what people are doing. Once they demonstrate that they're on ranges, you need to
Mhm.
put them on ranges. If they demonstrate that they're not, they're just playing whatever, like those players were. I mean, you just have to watch. Like you can tell when you can start bluff catching someone there's two ways that I judge when I can start bluff catching someone. I'm going to assume that when they bet big, they mean it,
Okay.
especially on the river. Um, I was it, you can't stick with that assumption at these stakes because there will be people that will bluff pot on the river, and I've seen it. But the thing is it's okay to bluff catch them to see it. Like it's like if you have a reasonably good hand and you're like, well, I'm not sure if they're bluffing or not. Like, there's a couple ways to tell. Like, it's you don't want to just give it up every time. If they keep doing it, then they're almost certainly bluffing. Like, and so if someone like that player that was in, I think whatever one was up here, seat 4 or whatever it was, like seat. I don't remember, but like the
Hmm.
one that was in, you know what I was talking, the one that was aggressive that I marked with a
Yes.
fire,
Yes.
like someone like that where they just bet every hand and they keep raising, they raise out of position, they bet out of position. They're not it's not because they have great cards, it's because they're an overly aggressive player, and those are the kind of players you definitely bluff catch. And those are the players that you can't be afraid. If you've got a made hand, if they bet pot, you have to just hold your nose and call, because like if you've got a reasonably good hand, you can beat them because they'll put it in, they'll make a pot size bet with nothing at all, with absolute garbage.
Right.
And we saw that they were doing that. But the problem is they also make those pot size bets when they have the nuts, and we saw that too. And so like it's like you just have to kind of use your good judgment with who that is. But the other way is like is you can, if someone's playing like kind of tight and then they bet the pot and then they take it down, and you can assume that they're not bluffing, but if you see them bluff, so you watch them, and so if they take it down, if they don't take it down, they do a pot size bet on the river, and then someone calls them, and then you see that they were in fact bluffing, then you know that they're capable of that, and then you can bluff catch them strategically because they're not doing it a lot, they're doing it, and that's actually good poker. You're supposed to bluff periodically in position, like in the right at the right times and place, and you're supposed to do it on the river. Like that's a
Right.
good poker player will mix it up, and so you can respect those players a little more. But then you know you can catch them too. And also, what it also means is when someone does that, you can then reasonably put them on ranges, because if they're playing every hand and they do that, well, that's a little different game. But generally, players that are strategically bluffing on the river, they're folding hands and they're only playing reasonable, close to GTO ranges. They're a learned poker player, or at least they're experienced. So they're at least not a recreational. That's what that means. They're what's called a reg, which is a regular player. And then so that's like the tiers, is kind of like there's like there's the rec player, which is just like I said, the gamblers. They don't really know how to play poker. They're just playing for fun. They're in here blowing off some steam. It's not a lot of money to them. This is just something they do for fun. They like to gamble. That's your recs. Your regs are the players that are like, they play like I'm a reg. I'm not a pro. I'm a reg. I'm a good, solid player, thinking player, but I'm not. I couldn't beat Phil Galfond, or like I couldn't hang with Jungle Man. Jungle Man would take all my money. Like it's like I couldn't beat a pro. Like, but I might be able to contend with a pro. I might get lucky with a pro, but like a pro would probably suss out and see my leaks and outplay me almost certainly for any reasonable length of time. So I'm a reg. That's the level that I am at. And then there's the pros, which are the pros that know what they're doing. They come in here and they play for profit. This is how they either make their living or they supplement their income with it. They're profitable for profit players. That's where I'm trying to get to.
Right.
I'm not there yet. I'm still a break even player. I'm right on the cusp. Now, something I did want to bring up is there's a different kind of play. I'm going to share my screen here. And let's see if I can do that here. Yeah, there it is. So I'll screen share this. And it's so here's you can see the thing there, yeah? Here, I'll show that for you. Rayna, you can see it?
I can see it. Yes.
Okay, and so this is the lobby. You see how it says here zone poker? Let's just do a little quick zone poker. I'm going to show you what it is. this is a thing that like Jonathan Little advised against, and I disagree with him. I like it a lot. And here's you play at Hold'em basically. You just go to zone poker, and let's get rid of the high stakes. And here's
Is
so
this
there's
only
what
apply in Hold'em? No.
there's Omaha and Hold'em, but you can see no one's at the Omaha tables. There's 0 players, so you got to play
Okay.
either 2-5 or 10-25. So we're
Okay.
gonna play just a quick little couple rounds of 2-5, and I'm gonna show how it works. It works a little different, and I love it. So we're gonna go okay at the stakes here, and then I'm gonna bring that in there so y'all can see it. Oops, shoot. There it is. And so, why is that there? What is that orange thing? Why did that happen? Oh, so that. All right, so it's a screen share. Rayna, can you see the poker table?
I can.
You can, yes?
Yes, I can.
Okay, good. So I am on the small blind here with 6-5. That's good enough to call because it is a suited connectors. So we're gonna limp in here, but I'll show you what happens after this. So what?
I don't see your cards, but
Okay, so you can't see the poker table.
I can see the poker table, but not the cards. So maybe it's not
Okay,
like
no, you can't see the poker table if you can't see the cards. So I'm gonna fix this.
okay.
I'm gonna stop the share. I'm gonna reshare with you. Sorry, honey. Sorry. This is like here you go. So now you can see the table, right?
Yes.
Okay, so that was me. So we have a pair of sixes and a gut shot flush draw.
Hmm.
We also have a gut shot straight draw, so we're calling. We now have a flush draw. We're gonna check raise. They're gonna do that. We have almost certainly not the best hand, but we don't want to bluff because we're out of position. They could easily have an ace, so we're gonna check it. Or they have a king probably. We have showdown value with our six, so we're just gonna and they're gonna bet it. They probably have a king. We're gonna let it go. So that's a normal hand of Texas Hold'em, right? We
Yes.
see we have to bet this, so we're in the hijack, so we're out of position. So I'm gonna make it 4. Remember, we can bet our whole stack. We're not limited by the pot here. But what happens is you see this fold now button. You'll see a hand where we fold it, and I'll show you how it works. But for now, we're playing this hand, and we got raised, and we do have a very strong hand. Uh, I don't think it's a 4 betting hand, so I'm gonna call it. We are out of position though, and that didn't hit at all. Though we do have backdoor gut shot straights, 2 ways, double gut shot. But we don't like that. They have a made hand. They probably have kings or jacks, possibly even queens. They could even have queen ace, queen king. We're gonna let this go. We don't have enough equity to call this, so we're down there. But now, see how it moved to another table. Now we're out of position. We're gonna fold now. Whoosh, we just get rid of it and it sends us to a new table. And that's how it does. So we don't know who we're playing against. The button keeps moving. When we don't have good hands, we let them go and we wait till we have a good hand. And everyone does that. Whoosh, whoosh. This is called zone poker. So now we're on the big blind here. And so we are going to defend this because it is a suited enough connection. We're not to a 3-bet though, so we're out of here. See what's going on? Zone poker, baby. We don't have to wait. Now, the result of that is everyone does this, which means everyone's playing a tighter range. So we have to be real careful about 3-bets, but we can also be really, really loose with 3-bets. Like, for example, here, normally this is a fold in this position. But there's a 3-bet there, so we're going to fold it. And then we're going to fold 5-10. Now, we're not going to do this forever. We'll do this for like 5-6 minutes or something. Just kind of get the gist of it. Now, 8-7 suited is good, but it's not great out of position. So we're going to let it go. Not short stacked either. Ace 3 isn't good enough. We'll let it go. We're gonna play linear ranges, is what we're gonna do. So Ace 6 suited is good enough to play. We're definitely calling any bet here. And we're just going to take it down. But this is zone poker. That's how it works. And you can do this, and it's a nice thing for me to do like while I'm waiting at work. If you only have a little bit of time. No good. Next hand. And then you don't have to wait while you're setting out hands, and it doesn't get boring. Never gets boring. Zone poker is never boring. It's for the ADHD players.
Hmm.
You want to win one hand, so let's just keep playing until we win a hand, and then we'll get out of here. King 3, maybe we'll see what everyone does. I can't call a bet, but if folds around to me, I can bet
So when you
C4.
fold, you're like, if the other people on the table see you as like gone. You
No, it waits. It just clicks the click fold button, and it just auto
oh,
folds when it comes
okay.
around to us, but it shoves us off to a new table. And everyone that's in the
But
game,
you're
like all
not
those
in those
players,
other tables still, right? Like
right?
those
I leave the
tables.
table.
Yeah, it's not like you're in 25 tables and then
No,
you
it just
move
sends
back
me to a new
around. Like,
table, and it does that with everybody. It's just shuffling everyone around to
oh,
different tables right when they fold. I can call that. Oh, let's see if they check. We're gonna bet it. We're gonna have to pot that. It's an easy bluff in position. You're gonna call. Check. See, they've got an ace, I think. Yeah, we'll get big. There we go. We can do that.
yeah, your position's different every time. I wasn't paying attention to it.
Exactly. The position moves around. It's not linear at all. You're just shuffling around to whatever table at whatever position is whatever. Oh, we got 3-bet. Shit. Yeah. That's not great. I'll fold. This is more aggressive than it usually is. Usually it's a lot tighter than this. We still haven't won a hand. So we're losing. We're down. That's okay. It's only $5. There we go. Ace king. That's enough for, and I raise when we're out of position, I raise a little more than the pot, and when we're in position, I raise a little less than the pot. Just so you know, that's my move. Let's see if we get a call here. Nope. And we win a hand. So we'll set up the next one. And yes, we want to leave. That's all. I just wanted to see what that was all about. That's zone poker. That's a fun thing to do. Let us know in the comments if you want to play zone poker, because I will play zone poker. But I'm happy to play Pot Limit Omaha. My heart's with Pot Limit Omaha. I like it the most, but zone poker's fun because it just keeps going. It's just like you whoosh, 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 and like it's a different because you can't get a beat on the table. You never know who you're up against, so you can't put players on play styles because it's constantly randomized, and so you don't know ever. Like you just have to kind of. Oh, honey, you're muted.
Neither can anyone else. So everyone is in the same.
Yeah, everyone's in the same boat, so it's even. Like you just have to like. Usually it's really tight, and usually you can believe the bets, and players just fold a lot, which is great. So my kind of strategy is when I see that I'm in a group that's folding a lot, then I basically open up my cutoff and my button ranges, and I just open them way up, and I just bet, and I 3-bet a whole lot because people see a 3-bet and they assume you have aces and they fold. Like so, that's zone poker. That's fun. That's a thing we could do. Let us know if that's what you want. And oh, you can see the cards. Yay, Charlotte. Thank you.
Thanks.
Okay, but yeah, that's that. We had a good game. We're up. We're happy. We'll see you next week. We don't have border trans today because Emily is in Texas. She went to Texas. It's scary. I hope she's okay. I haven't heard from her since she left.
I Christine, I have. So yeah, she's.
Charlotte, have you heard from her? I hope so. Yeah, I assume she landed and she didn't get immediately arrested at the airport and sent
No,
to El
she's not at.
Salvador.
Yeah,
But
she's with her family. We know her.
so she's gonna be
I mean,
okay. She'll be okay.
yeah,
But I mean, I think she was crazy to do that. But what are you gonna do? Anyway, she's there. Hopefully she survives. And
she will survive.
well, we'll see. Like it's not a zero. It's a greater than zero chance that she can get shipped off to a really bad place. So like it's a non-zero chance, and I don't like it. Her life is her own, and I love Emily. If you're trans, don't go to Texas.
I'm not going.
I'm not going to fuck it. I'm not flying anywhere unless I absolutely have to. And the only time I'm going to get on a
Out the
plane
country, out of the country.
is to leave the country, and even then, I think I'm gonna buy a ticket from Tijuana. I think I'm gonna leave the. I think I'm gonna drive out and drive to Mexico and then fly from Mexico.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, I don't trust the United States at all. I don't want anything to do with the federal government. I want to stay off
What's
that
left of
radar
it.
as much as possible.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's there.
The
The
incredibly
federal
restrictive
government's
government.
there. They're gutting it and they're chewing on the wires. But the people that are, they still got nukes and an army.
Well,
Like, you know,
that's what's going to be left. The military and yeah.
I know the negativity isn't great, Charlotte. I'm sorry. I'm just
Yes.
scared. I'm worried. Anyway, that's not what we're here for. We're not here to talk about all that. Charlotte's right. The negativity is not great. Don't send it out into the world. Emily's going to be fine. We're going to be fine. We're not doing border trans this week, but we should be back with it next week. So we'll see y'all next week. Mwah!
Bye.